What is going on, guys? So today is actually the day after I undercoated my entire interior and got it all cleaned up. So first things first, I thought I'd just show that to you. So here it is. There's a few spots that are still wet right here. I just hit them with a quick little second coat because I wasn't happy with how it looked. But overall, it looks very nice, just nice and even and clean, and it doesn't look horrible. It looks pretty good. This is all going to get covered up anyways, but I wanted it to look nice under here as well. So I'm going to get unmasking stuff. Like there's a couple of wiring things that I had tied up so that I only had to mask the bottom of them and stuff. This is actually going to get pulled from the car, and I believe this is as well. But yeah, I'm going to get unmasking, and I think today I'm actually going to remove the dashboard from the car. It's got a few cracks in it, as you can see, and I've got an idea as to how to fix it, and there's also a modification I want to do to the dash while I have it out. So may as well tear it out while the rest of the interior is torn off. So the cluster has to come out of the car, which is done pretty easily. There's just 6 exposed Phillips head screws, and then you pull it forward. You can disconnect the speedometer cable and it just pulls right out. And I just have it hanging by the wires, which probably isn't very good, but it's fine because most of my cluster doesn't even work anyways and needs wiring work. And then there's 2 nylon nuts that are going to be in the back that you can access, and I think they're a 13 millimeter from what it looks like. Let me see. Yeah, they're going to be 13. There's also going to be a nut back here in this vent. I believe there might be 2 back here actually. And then there's going to be some behind the radio and the ashtray and the heater controls, and then the same deal over there by the glove box. So a little bit of disassembly and it should just pop off. Should only take me hopefully not too long. Alright, I've got both my upper and my lower dash pad here. They're both in pretty sad shape, but the upper is real bad. I've just got a few cracks on the lower. The upper one's got actually where it's like completely disintegrating in places. So first I'm going to clean them up. Now, no matter how I repair them, it doesn't really matter how it looks, because once I repair it, I'm going to flock it, which is where you put, it's like a micro suede like powder, and you glue it to the dashboard, and it gives it that suede look that you see on race cars and stuff.
Right 5, 20, right 5 minus, and left 4 plus. Then, right 6 long, 30.
So you don't get reflections. I'm more doing it because then I can cover up whatever repairs I can do, and I just like the look. It'll match my steering wheel as well. Just to start, I'm just going to clean them up and sort of see what my options are in terms of repairing them, because I'm not 100% positive what I'm going to do yet, but I'm sort of just going to think about it while I'm cleaning them up and getting them ready to be fixed up. So it may seem like I'm just ruining the dashboard more because now there's a bunch of exposed foam, but if I would have left it like that, what I did is I grooved out all the cracks so that the raised vinyl isn't beyond what the original level was yet, or was before. So now when I do whatever repair I do, it'll actually be all straight across rather than having little bumps in it. So that was definitely necessary. really shows how bad shape it was in when I actually grind off all the cracked spots though. It's pretty much the whole thing, so I would just buy a new one, but these are like stupidly expensive and I don't want to buy a new one and just flock it. I'd rather just do a quick repair on this, make it solid and everything, and then flock it, because I'm not concerned on how the repair looks, considering it's just gonna get covered right back up. And honestly, this lower dash piece, there's just like 2 cracks in it, or 3 cracks in it the whole way down, and they're relatively hidden based on the spots they're at. I'm gonna leave it. It's not worth the work to me. The top one is so obvious and you're staring at it the whole time. I needed to do something about it if I wanted the interior to look good, but I think the interior will still look good with the bottom piece with the cracks in it. If I ever change my mind, this piece is really easy to remove. It had to come out to get the top piece off, that's why I took it off, but if I do change my mind, it's just a couple of bolts and it pops right out. While I've got my grinder out and everything, this is my front valence for the car, which has a bunch of cracks in it. I got it for 50 bucks off eBay. So I'm gonna grind a bunch of these down, all the cracks in it, so that I can start laying fiberglass on it when I want to, since it's the middle of the day right now and I'm not gonna piss off any neighbors. Yeah, and I was doing it by hand, but it's not worth the time to do it by hand. May as well do it with proper tools and at a different time, like right now. So I was just recording for about 5 minutes and then realized that the camera was never on. But moving on from my dashboard and my front valence, I wanted to do some other small components repaired from the interior. Well, not really repaired, but this is more like a cleanup. So here's my pedal cluster, gas pedal. Here's a fun little interesting fact. The gas pedal doesn't actually have a hinge or anything that it rides on. It bolts to the floor, and then it just uses the flexibleness of the rubber as its sort of pedalness, which is weird. I'd never noticed that before, but yeah, I guess it works. But as you can see, this thing is all dirty and gross. I don't really need to do any repair to it. It's pretty common for these cars for the bushings, they're nylon originally, to go bad. It looks like this one's been replaced with these bronze bushings, which don't really ever go bad. So that is cool. So it doesn't need repair, but it does need cleaned up. It's just covered in crap. So I'm gonna clean it up, give it a fresh coat of black paint, and then put some grease and everything on it as well, and we'll call that a day, and it'll be ready to put back into the car. Alright, so next day, I got a new microphone, so let me know how that sounds. I got a dirty lens, so let me know how that looks. But it's a little chilly in here, it's late, but I've got my heater running, so it's warming up quick. I decided what I'm going to do this, to repair this dashboard before I flock it. I'm not going to use fiberglass just because I think that's going to be too much work to try to sand it down and stuff. I'm just going to use body filler. Worst that happens is it's going to crack and I'll have to redo it or something. But it's relatively rigid throughout. It's got a steel frame in it, so hopefully that's enough to hold it together. And it's not like this thing's seeing a lot of moisture or anything, and this car's garage kept. So hopefully body filler, and none of these grooves that I did are super deep or anything. Hopefully that'll hold up. I'm hoping it will, and worst comes to worst is it cracks and it looks sort of crappy underneath the flocking at some point. I've got like a giant gallon tub of body filler that I've never used. So I figured I'd use it on this, and I just figured that'd be easier than anything else, and then I don't have to buy that specific dash filler stuff, which I'm pretty sure is basically just body filler anyways. I'm doing a lot of talking, not a lot of working. I'm gonna wipe this down with a bunch of acetone, get it cleaned up, and then start mixing up some filler while it gets warm in here, and start slapping the bog on there. Alright, so I lied. I'm going to use body filler, but I'm actually going to use this product. It's called Bondo Glass, which is pretty much just body filler with short strand fiberglass in it. So there's fiberglass in here. It gives it a little more structural rigidity than normal body filler. So I'm going to use this stuff instead, and then on a top coat I'll probably use standard body filler if this doesn't smooth out as nice as I want it to be. So I'm going to mix some of this up and start slapping it on there. So I used up pretty much all the body filler. I mixed up, as you can tell, I sort of just smeared it on here, super thick and messy. It's getting close to like drying up. It's not really usable anymore. Still have a couple little spots that I needed to get. However, I'm probably just gonna leave all the rest of those for Bondo work, like proper body filler, rather than this stuff, because this stuff's harder to sand. But this stuff I filled in all the big cracks, the big holes, that sort of thing, so that they would be a little bit stronger in terms of structure, I guess, is my theory behind this. So let me know what you think down below, if I'm wasting my time or if none of this is gonna work or whatever. I'm gonna let this dry and we're gonna come back, sand it with some 80 grit and see how it looks. Alright, so I got my second layer of body filler all on the dashboard and it's all sanded down now. As you can see, it is looking pretty good. I pretty much, the reason why I did this stuff on the top rather than another layer of the Bondo Glass stuff is that this is a lot easier to sand down, it's a lot easier to work with, so it's a lot easier to make it look good. The Bondo Glass, since it has those fiberglass fibers in it, it doesn't lay on as easily, and then sanding it takes a whole lot more effort, especially once it's dried like completely overnight. The color doesn't really matter. Also, it's not perfect, but that doesn't really matter because the adhesive is so thick and it's black, so it covers up the color completely, and then it also will fill in small imperfections, that sort of thing, pretty easily. It would actually fill in the small cracks, but the vinyl where it was cracked had sort of lifted up on either side of the crack, so you would have been able to see that through it. But small imperfections, no problem. You won't be able to see them. At least not super obvious, so I'm not too worried about it. I would flock it right now because it only takes a few minutes, but I don't have it yet. It's supposed to come in the mail tomorrow, so I'll probably be doing it as soon as possible. Keep an eye out for that video. So I guess that's going to be the end of today's video since I don't have much else to do. It's late. And I may as well upload this video, I guess. I made a pretty big mess of my garage. As you can see, it's just dust everywhere just because I was sanding for hours and hours and hours. And then I need to clean up real bad, so that's probably what I'm going to be doing to end the night off. Thank you guys for watching this video. Watch out for the next video where I probably will be flocking the dash. It'll probably be my next video. I also have a bunch of other parts that are both coming in, already in, and ready to go in this car. So I'm pretty excited. The interior is coming together pretty quickly, and hopefully I'll be increasing both form and function by quite a bit by the time I'm done with the interior. So keep an eye out for all those videos. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified of my videos when they're uploaded, and hit that like button if you want to. Again, I think I already said that. Leave me a comment. I like talking to you guys in the comment section, so make sure you guys are doing that. And that's gonna be it for me. I'm done with the self-promotion. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.